If you ever introduce a new project to your team, you will find something very mysterious occurs. The crew immediately jump straight into the nitty-gritty details of the project and do no strategic thinking or planning whatsoever. We start in haste and repent at our leisure when we do it this way. There is a much better way to ensure team success with the project. Welcome back to this weekly edition every Monday of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan and best-selling author of 2 books, Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery. We are bringing the show to you today from our High Performance Center in Akasaka, in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? In this show, we are looking at the critical areas for success in business in Japan. We want to help advance everyone's thinking so that we can all be at the forefront, at the cutting edge of how to flourish here in this market. Before we get into this week's topic, here is what caught my attention lately. Toyota Motor Corporation's union is proposing a larger emphasis to be put on performance when determining workers' pay increases, rather than continuing the current system in which the seniority is the main criteria. The policy is a reaction to an industry rapidly shifting to electrified and autonomous vehicles, forcing the company to improve competitiveness. Traditionally, workers at Toyota and similar big companies received wage increases based on their age and length of service and had nothing to do with their competence and ability. Everyone moved in lockstep up the ranks. The Keidanren, the Japan Business Federation, the most powerful business lobby group, is also supporting these changes. Chairman Hiroaki Nakanishi told a news conference that subsystems at some Japanese companies no longer match the modern era. Mizuho Bank is doing something similar. It is going to abolish automatic wage rises for some 5,000 managers at its group companies as a step to motivate younger employees. These changes are a revolution in Japan and challenge a system that has been in place since the end of the war. If Japan can move to a performance culture, the economy impact will be absolutely tremendous. This is episode number 126, and we are talking about how to set your team up for success. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. Beginnings are important in business. It might be true the start of a new calendar year is there, or there's a new financial year, or there's a launch of a project, or there's an initiative at the start. Often we get straight into the launch and the problems then start arising as we jump in. We didn't anticipate things, and that's particularly annoying. We may be able to eliminate these issues associated with the initiatives, but we can always do a better job in the pre-launch phase. Here are 3 handy questions to contemplate in the early planning stage as you toss around some ideas for the next big thing. 1. Are your team members ready? Everyone is usually busy, and many feel, I'm busy enough already, thank you very much. Their attitude to doing more may be negative and resistant. Just dropping another new project into their laps may not garner the commitment we need to see the task completed in time and within the budget limits. You You personally might be highly motivated, mainly because it's your idea and you have a really strong grasp of the why behind the initiative. The rest of the team may just view this as more work, relegated to the same level of importance as all the other things they are already doing. Our communication skills become important at this point. We need to be persuasive around the vision we have of a better future for the team and the enterprise. We need to be clear, what are we going to do and not going to do in this project? Our mission needs to be defined and separated from the other work already underway. This is a clear objective in your mind, but does the team share the same clarity around what we are trying to achieve? Leaders' presumptions are often the killer of successful outcomes. The why and, the where and the when and the how and all the stuff needs to be lined up for the starting point. Of course they know the why, are fatal words that can come back to haunt us when the project, tasks and the outcomes are not being achieved. Number 2, are the team members willing to put in the time and effort? They get paid to be willing and able, don't they? True. But that assumption and expectation are not enough. We want self-motivation, ownership, self-accountability, delegation and self-leadership. Staff will not automatically exhibit the behaviours that show a willingness to go the extra mile to get this done, or the fortitude to keep going when things get tough. We need to articulate that competing priorities will cloud the issues and make clear how we're going to do about that. Find out more when we come back from the break. If you want to be successful as a leader, do the Leadership Training for Managers course. All companies need people who can both manage and lead. Leading people screams out for real skills in communication, dealing with all different types of people, being excellent at innovation, planning, delegation, handling mistakes, doing performance reviews really well, and inspiring and motivating the team. Do the Leadership Training for Managers course now in either Japanese or English. Are you doing business with Japan? Do you really know how things work? Japan Business Mastery provides the answers. Do you have the right networks and know how to create them? Do you know how to get on the same wavelength with Japanese buyers? Do you know what being trustworthy looks like from the Japanese perspective? Japan Business Mastery is based on more than 30 years' experience in Japan and will become your go-to guide. Want to succeed in Japan? Buy Japan Business Mastery now. Welcome back. Staff will only step up because they have been convinced of the urgency and priority of these tasks. The big picture has been boiled down to some micro tasks that are prerequisites for successful outcomes. That requires arousing enthusiasm in the team to embrace change. Few people want to change, mainly because we are dug deep into our foxhole of our comfort zone. Enticing people to step out into the world of the new and risky needs extra effort to communicate the better future. So we must dedicate the time to explain and also to check for understanding, buy-in and enthusiasm. Number 3, are the team able to succeed? Do they have the resources? Often our busy time is the most valuable resource, and we are miserly in providing it because we are so overwhelmed by what we are trying to cover off. We mistake dumping for delegation and then wonder why things go wrong. We need to factor our leader time into the equation from the start and make staff access available. Is there any special training to bolster skill sets to ensure the task gets completed correctly? Are the internal barriers to cooperation with other groups cleared in readiness? Are there any logistical elements like equipment or space that needs to be provided so the project glides along smoothly? Has decision-making power been pushed far enough down the line to make sure the team members are feeling empowered to turn and run this themselves? Picking apart failure is no fun and feels like a burden. Better to dedicate some time to think hard at the beginning rather than thinking hard at the end about where everything went wrong. Action steps. Okay, number 1, explain the why. Number 2, don't presume, tell them. Number 3, communicate the better future. Number 4, don't confuse dumping with delegation. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show is here to help you succeed in Japan. Subscribe on YouTube. Share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Become a regular. Thank you for watching this episode, and remember to hit the subscribe button. Our website details are on screen now, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. It's awesome value, so check it out. Please leave me some feedback on YouTube. I would love to know how this show has helped you and what other topics you're interested in for me to cover. Remember, I'm here as a free resource to help you. So just tell me how I can help you best. You might also enjoy my other weekly shows for podcasts. Mondays for the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesdays we have the Presentations Japan series. Wednesdays for the Sales Japan series. Thursdays for the Leadership Japan series. And Fridays for the Japan Business Mastery Show, wherever you get your podcasts. Also on Fridays, I release my other TV show, the Japan Business Mastery Show on YouTube. In episode number 127, we are talking about how to work the room when presenting. Find out more about that next week. So, yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you. And we've only got one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.